Hello everybody, my name is Thor Young. I'm a moderator at Bear Bull Traders, and I would like to do a recap for you today. I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling this week for family and other related things, so this will likely be my only recap this week, but starting next week, I'm going to be talking a lot more about tape reading. I think this is a subject that has a lot of confusion around it. I have to admit, even at times, I can find myself just completely like overwhelmed by thinking, wait, are they hitting the bid? Are they hitting the ask? And all of this stuff. And it's really important to have a really strong fundamental of this because as we speak about needing to have a where, when, and a how as far as your trading goes, right? Where you want to trade, and then there's the when you want to trade. Right, the level 2 is a really big factor for helping you make some of those decisions. So I'm going to do a recap on some trades I took today. I actually tried a trade on AAL. I had a really nice couple of trades on Apple, long and short. I want to talk about that. Tried but cut a trade on CCL, lost a trade on Facebook, and then traded SPY a little bit and ended up getting a really nice run on SPY, and I'm still in SPY right now. So let's go ahead into the recap. Before that, if you have a second, can you throw me a thumbs up? Really appreciate that. Also, subscribe to the channel and ring that bell if you have a moment. All right, so on to the trades. As you can immediately see here by my screen, I am currently in a trade on the SPY. If you look on the SPY's level 2 over to the side, you can see I've got nothing but orders stacked topside, which for me reads as a very bullish level 2. So I'm actually expecting a breakout, and I'm going to look for a run somewhere near pre-market high. Actually, because of that, I'm going to go ahead and sit a, oh, come on now. I'm going to go ahead and set a partial order up there, right around 449.90. Just so if it happens to pop there while we're talking, I'll still get my fill. So if you look over here to the downside, one thing I am seeing here is some selling on the larger tape, so I'm not very excited about that. I would like to see more buying come in here, but our level 2 still remains very bullish, so I'm going to feel pretty good about that. So while we let the SPY marinate here for just a second, let me go ahead and pop over and show you some of them. Actually, you know what? I'm going to come back and hold here. Looks like we're starting to push a little bit here. I want to watch the time and sales since we're going to talk time and sales. Notice here as we're getting ready to run, I want 449.90 because we have some larger orders, right, sitting up here in that area. I don't want to put my orders above 450 because we're going to really run into some resistance at 450, I guarantee it. So, but I don't want to put them too low either because I want to get good profit. So seeing these orders here, I'm going to put it right up here so I get good fill priority. Notice how there's like a 0, 7, 0. There's not a lot of orders sitting where I'm at, and that's good. That means when it comes through that price level, I've got a really good chance of getting filled really quickly. All right, so now what I'm looking for, and look, we still got some buying coming in on the tape, which is good. And when we have selling occur, we didn't really drop price very much. So that's really good. What that indicates most likely is that we're having some profit come out on limits, but we're not having any panic selling yet because we're not really crushing the bid or sending market orders below the bid. So I'm still going to hold out on that, and let's do that. So, and we're going to talk about it over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to talk more and more about recognizing. Look at all the green that just came through right here. Big green as the green orders came in. Look at how we have an advance in price. That's exactly what we're looking for on the tape. So I really like that. So I'm going to go ahead and leave my order sitting there. Oh, I don't like how we just got squashed off of that though. Hopefully we can make this breakout. If we end up rejecting R4 again, then there's a good chance that I lose this. Remember, R4 is either a breakout level or an extreme reversal level. The only reason I'm not as concerned, which I've already mentioned before, is the level 2 is still really bullish. So I'm still expecting this to run up to my orders. So I'm actually going to wait a second on my recap since this trade's going right now. Look at all the buying coming in off of the level on the time and sales. Orders still holding strong to the top side, so my bulls are still feeling pretty confident, which I like that. So I'm still going good for this profit target. And we'll see. Notice I have an ad here. I'm in from way back at like 448.65 when they started to buy in. Yeah, I really like that. That's really good. Let's see if we can pop up here into 449.90. 5 more cents, right? And we could take this thing. If I start to see a lot of selling on the tape, I may go ahead and grab this here. You know, no need to miss out on an opportunity just for a couple of pennies. But right now, it seems like we're holding. Yeah, let's grab it. All right, 449.87 filled. I just don't like how we didn't push right there, and that's okay for 2 cents, you know, and it's just an arbitrary figure anyway. So for 2 cents, why hold it out? All right, so I've adjusted my break even. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do, look, there we go. There we popped 449.90. What I'm going to do now is I want to see what happens here. If we reject 449.50, I want to go all out. So which will take everything I had on my unrealized before. I don't want to go much lower than that. That'd be losing a couple of averages. Again, we really should rally here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go ahead and click this, and I'm going to go ahead and click to trail. So I now have a trailing stop order that's going to be put in here. So if Apple comes back down through 449.50, I'll take that as a stop. And if it continues to rally and run the ladder, then my trail should follow it up. And if we ever lose the moving averages, I'll get all out. All right, so back on my SPY trade here. So you can see I went short on the opening candle as we broke down. It did a rising devil. It was squeezed back to VWAP. I went short, used my candle. It dropped down. I took profit here. Right around just shy of 2 to 1 on this one. As it came down and hit this level, I could really see a lot of buying come on it. I didn't have a lot of confidence on it, so I went ahead and took half off and then went all out at break even. And then I tried a long off of it and actually took a full R stop. So this ended up being a complete wash. So it happens, right? This is, again, I really got a bit better at listening to myself. So, you know, I'll harp on myself a little bit better. You know, especially on the SPY and some of these others, playing these opening ranges is just very difficult and very choppy. And we had light volume today, so it really would have been better just to wait to trade. And you can see what waiting to trade presents. I waited for a little bit, SPY bounced, and I was looking at my time in sales. And on my time in sales, I saw a lot of large green orders start to come in as we were holding here. So I went long. I used my entry candle this time, and I got a really nice hold on this one, a little over 2 to 1 on this drop, and then some good partials as we moved up. I got 3 partials, and then I went ahead and let it go for a little bit after those 3 partials, and then I added in now. And as you can see, we're pushing up here. I'll take another half off if we get through, maybe up to 450.10. For right now, I'm going to run a trailing stop order because I'm not willing to accept anything less now than whatever the loss of that moving average will give me, which will still be another couple of R on this trade. So this trade was a wash. Now ends up being a really nice solid trade. Hopefully, you know, probably cap out at 4R by the time I stop on this one, which will be really sweet. I tried to trade on CCL. I went long as it was holding value. Looked pretty good. Got over 1R in movement, so I went ahead and moved to break even. It written down, wicked me out. It would have made it to 2R, but what I like to do is once I get to 1R, I move to break even. I kind of have this rule: if it goes, it goes. And if you're getting a lot of retests like that, it's very often you're probably just stuck in chop. So better just to get out, go find something more interesting. And as you can tell, that actually ended up being pretty good overall because the stock actually, look at this level 2 here. Very bullish level 2. So remember in Apple or in SPY, or I'll show you Apple in a minute, but remember with SPY, I talked about how the level 2 is bullish because of the orders to the top side. Well, look at the orders to the downside here, right? Bearish on this one. I traded that. I tried a trade on Facebook. I used a really wide stop on this one because I was looking for a move and a breakdown, and I was already getting near goal, so I didn't want to hold too tight. Or actually, I'd already broken goal. So I didn't want to hold this one too tight because Facebook's really wide. So I gave it the high of this candle. That one, which was a 5-minute play, that one didn't work at all. So lost an R there. American Airlines, I did try a short, but went out at break even because I didn't like the way the time and sales bought up. And then last but not least, Apple. Apple was a really fun trade. Unfortunately, I lost out on it on my trail, but that's okay. You can see here we were actually bouncing around the open. I took a short and got some profit as we dropped back down towards low of day, but then stopped out at break even. And then the level 2 went very bullish, kind of like how SPY was showing earlier and how this is now. Mostly orders just stacked to the top side. So I went ahead and went long. Long on this one, I used the loss of my prior candle here. Loss of my entry candle. which was really nice. Using the 9 EMA and the loss of my entry candle, got a really nice pop on this one, about 3-1 on that. So ended up having a really great day today. I think I'm going to close out probably around 8R, 9R, depending on how the rest of my SPY trade goes. Unfortunately, I cut the rest of my position here, which gave me really nice profit on it, but we're still running. But I used a trailing stop order. If it lost the 20 EMA and crossed it, I was going to go ahead and get out, and it sure did, so I didn't like that. So back over to SPY, looks like we're still pushing a little bit, so I'm going to hold on to this one. With any luck, we will get through 450, and I'll get some more money on the other side. Level 2 still supports that idea. So I hope everyone enjoyed this recap. Like I said, probably be my only one this week, so I made it a little longer, threw some extra stuff into it. If you got any comments or questions, load them in there for next week. I'm going to start talking a lot more about time and sales, which will hopefully be very beneficial, and you guys will really enjoy that. So hope everyone has a great day. As always, y'all, keep it green. Thanks.